Can you hear my vocals okay? I know it's only a two-way. Let's go.
What's up?
Have we ever met before?
We haven't, not yet. The legendary Joe Bunn.
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Yo, as I'm editing this and putting this together, I want to convey something very important. Everybody's content is particular to them, and I don't want things to be taken out of context in the sense of what I decided to show of the snippets. If you have any questions or if I leave any cliffhangers in any of the presentations, it's done on purpose so that you can reach out to these people on their Instagram, on their platforms. And I am also including like little pieces of the fun, like of some of the jokes that get cracked in between the speakers to just show you the light air of it all. And this video does not replace at all what I experienced. I just wanted to share this with you so that if you do have an opportunity to attend something like this, that you do it, that you invest in yourself, because you can invest in $3,000, $5,000 speakers, but if you're investing into your brain, into your craft, I mean, those $5,000 speakers have a limit of what they can make for you, and your brain and your mind have a lifetime limit of an increasing amount that they can make for you. And this is what I'm trying to convey, is that if you have any questions, reach out to the people. That's why I'm spending an enormous amount of time to try to make this a little bit smaller and condensed, but also putting out their Instagram handle so that you can reach out to them. Just say, hey, Lunatico sent me. And if you have any questions, reach out to them particularly, because I'm not going to be able to do what they talked about justice. I was a fly on the wall, and these people, they have lived through it. So back to the content.
And if I make $1 million and hate my life, that's kind of bullshit, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. And so I really learned through that experience this topic of self-leadership. And your business is not an entity that exists separately. It is an extension. It only exists because you believed it could. Also, the opposite is true, and this is the part that's more humbling. It is what it isn't because you don't believe it can be those things. Your business will never outgrow your beliefs about it. If you can slow yourself down and continually practice this on a consistent basis, not only will you change the course of your business into a business that you actually authentically love, you will change the course of your entire life into an experience that you really enjoy.
And I thought it would be fun to share what our answers were then, to see how it lines up with today. So these were my answers in 2023, and it was this: AI is going to radically impact our industry, massive booking disparity in 2023, which I'll explain in a second, and travel DJs on the rise. I don't want to say I nailed it, but I think I kind of nailed it. So those are my takes.
You went crazy.
That was pretty good. Very prepared. It's so weird. It's all downhill from here. I had the same one, so shit. Let's move on to lunch. Is it lunch? Let's go, Joe. Come on.
You're up.
It's you. I see it's me. I should have put him on my stuff. I mean, jeez.
I should have put him on the clock. What you said last year?
So yeah. So let me, because I can't see that far. I'm not that good.
You use Serato or what?
Yeah. So I guess. Yeah, Brian, I fucking nailed it too, bro. Look at it.
So in 2023, I basically was saying that the bar had been raised, right? That average DJs were no longer enough. I told a story last night. When I was coming up, I played a decade plus with literally just channel fading, and I thought I was the best DJ in the state. And it turns out I was just a good marketer until somebody actually showed me how to DJ. And so Now it's not acceptable. It's not going to work anymore because everybody you're playing for has watched DJs on Twitch, has gone to a nightclub. They've grown up listening to Jani on XM. Like, there's no such thing as a person that's currently living that has not heard a proper DJ mix. So.
So just real quick with a show of hands, when you guys have a lead that comes in the door, put your hands up if you can respond in 48 hours or less. Consistently. Okay? How about 24 hours or less? Okay? What about 1 hour or less? When I say consistently, this means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, no matter what. 1 hour. Okay? Look around the room real quick at 1 hour. Now 5 minutes. Well, here's the thing. The inability to be able to do this is costing you tens of thousands of dollars every single year. And to prove that, I'm going to hit you with a quick stat. If you respond to leads in 5 minutes or less, you're 10 times more likely to book a consultation. So if we know that, how come we're not doing it? Well, I think the reality is it's humanly impossible, right? We've got all of these competing priorities. We're doing events, we're hanging out with our families, we're having client meetings. We just can't be at all these places at the same time. But what if I were to tell you that there is a way that you can respond to every single lead in 5 minutes or less, and you don't even have to lift a finger? I'm going to show you how we're doing this with Lead Access.
Let's just say, if you're not following him on Instagram, you need to be. He doesn't need the following, but I would go do it anyways. DJ Eric Rhodes is his Instagram handle. So Eric, I kind of wanted to get into where things are at this point and how you're kind of maneuvering it, both the business, the social, the new opportunities that have kind of come up. So let's start with just how you're uploading content currently. Has that evolved over time? I'm sure the different mechanisms you're using have evolved, but if you had to give anybody some advice on, hey, I want to upload some mixes, what are some of the camera things you're using? Let's just talk gear stuff at the moment. Anything you want to add to that? I'll let you go.
Honestly, I've kept it very simple. I use my iPhone, put it on a ring light, use an iRig 2, connects to my mixer, and I record the audio and the video. Make it simple for me to upload it to CapCut, and then edit in CapCut with the captions, adjust the audio levels, and then I put it on all platforms. From 2021 till 2022, 23, it was really easy for me to grow my brand. I went from 0 to $1 million in about 13 months. It was crazy. But I realized that I needed to evolve and get to where the business is at. And the business wasn't on TikTok. The business was on Instagram. And I only had a couple thousand followers summer 2022. And so I was like, okay, that's where I need to go. So I started uploading to Instagram, and it was really, really hard to gain traction until I finally got some videos that I kept reposting, finally clicked, finally went viral, and then my page has taken off, and now I'm almost at $1 million.
So that's the proper way to transport these guys, or what? Like that?
You gotta hit the glute.
It's in the glutes.
Yes, sir.
It's time to eat, Joe. Let's go.
I think some of the biggest takeaways I've ever had from any of our things is the conversations at the tables, or it's at the bar, or it's before things get started. Not saying that the nuggets aren't everywhere, but like I feel like, hey, I want to talk to Eric Rhodes about this. Like, he's here until the end, so like,
Take advantage.
take advantage. Go buy him a drink.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Like, really try and not be overwhelmed. I know it's easy to get overwhelmed, but to almost star the kind of things that you can take action on right when you get back, right? And then maybe put LT beside stuff that's more of a long-term project. So just try not to get overwhelmed. Screen grab things, maybe put them in priority order at the end of the day tomorrow, or when you on your flight back or whatever. But I think it's important to remember, Jared was making a good point about that. It's just kind of this water hose of information. Sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed and not be actionable.
We try to focus on just high quality event content, any kind of behind the scenes stuff. We try to do collaborations with the videographer. And because it's such a small amount of what we're returning as far as bookings, I think the consistency's there. They know we have a pulse. We're not trying to get crazy with it, and that's worked for us as far as that goes. Let's see what else. The bottom line is this: I think our marketing shifted early on. I think I'm kind of the unicorn out of the three of us. From kind of this broad awareness, like let's just throw as much stuff out there as we can, to really a refined relationship first approach, and that has worked dividends and paid off dividends for us.
I would say you're also a unicorn for wearing those red corduroy pants.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got it.
Fashion forward, Brian. I came up with the plan of allowing people to. When I started bringing people into SCE's framework, I never wanted to hire more of the same. That's why, like, I've always kind of been really passionate about inspiring people to be authentically them and unique, and to not like pretend to be someone they're not. I always want someone to be who they are. Like what there's, everyone is different and everyone is unique, and there's a client for everyone. And I know I was saying when we were having lunch before, like the client for Jason is not the client for Nick, it's not the client for Bobby, it's not the client for Jeff. Like there's people that are specific for every person. It's just a matter of like establishing a plan and a message to basically showcase the talent as an option. And the uniqueness that they bring to the table for the events that they want to do, they're capable of doing, and that they're going to knock out of the park. That's like really what it's all about for us.
Okay, my team is just really bad at content. I've told them that to their face. I've tried to work with them. They are the least creative people in a creative space that I've ever seen. Nobody gives a fuck about Randy's cufflinks. It's crazy. And then Jani on the opposite has the Avengers of content creation and DJ. Brandon, am I wrong? I mean, I've told them to their face. I mean, he owns one DJ company in Charlotte. He knows. I mean, it's just so. At the end of the day, I'm. That's why you see me all over the internet. Like I'm carrying the weight of the marketing for the company on my own back.
So I heard this saying one time about knowing the difference between your brand and your business, that your business is what you do and your brand is how you think. And I think the moment that I realized people don't buy just a service, that the way you approach it is the way that they look at you, and you start leading with your perspective and not just offerings, and it kind of changed the game for me when I started thinking through it that way. I don't need my DJ brand to be a clone of me, I use the brand to kind of articulate values, and then even if I step back, that DNA kind of remains there. So, and then the last thing I'll say is that my ethos, this is like something I fully stand behind, is this idea that creative businesses shouldn't act like a factory. I mean, if your business is just a set of deliverables, it's easy to be copied. But if it's a system that's built around your perspective, it really can't. And so the mistake I think a lot of DJs make is they try to fit into our industry's mold, right? Of shaping it around the way, instead of shaping it around the way that they see the world. And so my personal brand is really kind of a testing ground. It's all good. For the ideas that set my company apart. And that means that I say no to a lot of projects and a lot of events that dilute my vision, even if it's profitable. There's been a lot of great events, great locations, but the money was really, really good, but it just didn't make sense because they weren't going to let me creatively do the things I wanted to do. They didn't want to go through my process of what I try to take my clients through, and that's okay. Because the long game's about, to me, standing in your truth and not just about the bookings.
The 90, which is the 18-inch version, is actually lighter than the LD Maui 44, which is a 15-inch system. So, and we put this up there, guys, not to knock anybody, right? We did our homework, right? We worked hard on it. They're all good systems, okay? These are all just published specs and facts. So, it is what it is. I make no judgment, and every system has its place. But we think we've done some really good work here.
All right.
How's that? We good? Yeah. Can you hear my vocals okay? I know it's only a two-way, but let's go.
We got that smoke, we got that fire. So get your hands up and put them higher.
obviously it'll be here for the next couple of days. Plenty of opportunity for you guys to touch, feel, and play other stuff. If you want other tracks you guys want to hear personally, you can certainly do that.
So what I wanted to do today is we're going to actually just go super old-fashioned and use ourselves. So we're going to break into groups, and we're going to go in the back, and I want to get 4 different groups, and we're going to make playlists, and we're going to then share them with each other, right? But the first one, we're going to call it, we'll do it live. Songs to open up the wedding. Songs to open up a dance floor, right? Next, we're going to do a cocktail playlist, right? And that's going to be, it could be a corporate cocktail playlist. I want it to be like an elevated cocktail playlist, like a modern, remixy, cover, fun, like, grown and sexy adult, something you're going to hear at the W kind of playlist. And then next we're going to do closing songs. So this doesn't just have to be a slow song. I want it to also be, fast and slow, like something that'll really just cut the whole one more song chance out, right? So enough to where they're going home feeling satisfied. The last group is going to be the oh shit, I lost the floor. All right, so everybody left. What am I going to play? Like, what's that go-to? Like, I'm just going to go in the crate and I'm going to throw that on, and everybody's going to come back. Back in the days, it was MJ. Like, it was just like, oh, I'm going to throw Michael on, and it's going to save the world. But some examples is like maybe No Hands, Waka Flocka, Pitbull, Hotel Room Service. Something that you can just slam in and get everybody going.
But we actually are doing a little bit of a pivot, and we're going to throw you all a cocktail party at the pool. Drink on us. We got 1 drink on us and 3 got 50 drinks. Jani's going to play. 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 Jani's gonna play.
1, 2, 3, make it up now.
Great. Day number 1. What I'm planning to do with all the content that I got is essentially using AI to bullet point things for me, and I think really good advice that I got from Jared was that don't try to implement everything, because you're not going to be able to, especially the way that these guys operate on a very high level of the amount of events that they do and staffing and whatnot. So just take things that you can apply. And so how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, baby. So that's where we're at. Super grateful to be a part of this. We still got another day, and then we're supposed to go on a hike on Wednesday, because y'all saw my hiking shoes. I did not bring those MFers in vain. You best believe I'm gonna go ahead and go hiking, even if I gotta go down the street and just hike by myself. Let's go. Day number 1 wrapped up.